Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today was day 4, so this is the 4th workout of the week, and today was chest and back. So with the previous chest, as you know, I normally start off with the pec deck. This is the most spookiest pec deck you'll probably ever use. So on this one, I previously spoke about my training philosophy, so it is the progressive overload. And what I was going to do is talk about a wee bit about that. So progressive overload, as you can see, most of my workouts and most of my exercises will start with a top set. Again, as I've spoke about, I do feeder sets up until then. And feeder sets can be, if you're chest pressing, that could be maybe starting with 20 kgs, working 10 reps, working the way up to 26. Maybe do, back off. So I would be doing sort of 5-6 reps. The heavier you go, the less reps you're doing until you're primed and you're ready for your heaviest lifts. What you don't want to be doing is tiring yourself out. So again, on the pec deck, I'm doing lighter exercises, building my way up into this. So on this one, this was a personal best from previous week. Previous week I had done the 100 kgs and that was for 10 reps on my top set. On this one plate more, up to 107 we did on this one, and that was for 10 reps. What that means with my philosophy is the next week, or the next time I hit chest, I'll no longer be on the 107. I'll look to then move that up. Obviously it's going to be dependent on the exercise, but for instance we've got here the incline press. So last week I had done the 36s and I managed 10 reps, and on this one I felt nice and strong this morning, and that's when I decided to go up to the 40s. So with this training philosophy, for me, this is the quickest and easiest way for you to build that strength up. So on this one, I didn't get the full 10, I managed to get 9. So it was quite a strenuous workout, this one. And for the next session, I won't be moving up the weight until I get that elusive 10. Once I've got that 10, again, increase the weight. And that's the same for the back off sets. So on this one, I then did the back off sets. So the last time I did this, I did the 26s. For some reason, I don't know if I'd burnt myself out with the top set, but I really struggled. And I ended up with 12 on the back off set, followed by another 13. This morning, I did the 26s, and it felt pretty light. So again, I'll obviously journal things down. I make a quick note, and just to say, make sure go heavier next time. So for instance, next time I'll be getting those 10 reps on the 40s, and then I'll be looking to do 20, probably 8 to 30 on the back off set. That way, it doesn't matter what rep ranges I'm working with, I'm always progressing that load. So as you can see, this is the back off set here, and it's pretty fluid for me, and it felt fairly easy, which was good. This is something that obviously can be playing people's minds when you do start a cut. I'm only in the first week, so I really shouldn't be seeing any strength dips. For me personally, the more I go into prep, the more I'm consistent with my training, the more I'm consistent with sleep, the more I'm consistent with my diet. For me, I actually tend to grow into it, so I will definitely start seeing more strength towards the latter part. The last few weeks of any cut, naturally your energy levels will be low, and that's where obviously you may start seeing a dip. But for you just want to be pushing. If you can just, make sure you're pushing the same weight, you might not necessarily be able to push higher once obviously you are in a further deficit. But for me, that's an ideal situation. Get in with that mental attitude that you're going to be lifting just as heavy, if not heavier. Rather than thinking, I'm tired, I'm going to go lighter on this one. I'm sure you've seen people go in and do the same 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. And again, it's just, picking up the same weight week in, week out. And ultimately don't see any changes in their physique. So now I move on to the cable flies. So this is another example. It doesn't always have to be progressive overload in terms of the weight. Another way you can progressive overload is if you first of all film yourself. You can definitely review the tape and see how you're performing the exercise. But second of all, if you're having a more slower rep and you're controlling it more, for me that's still progressive overload. You're still progressing through your lifts rather than that jerking it up and down. You're more in control. Even a slower negative is all definitely progress. So on this one, as I say, I'd slowed this one down from the previous workout, and I definitely felt the benefits more. So although I haven't went up the weight from the last chest workout, I will progressively overload this onto the next workout. So on this one, I'll be looking to move up a plate as I managed to get all the desired 3 sets and 15 reps. So for me, that's my sign to then move up the weight. And I may only get 12, and that's fine. But it means I can then work towards getting back up to that 15, and at that point, I would then move up again in weight. Okay, so I'll now move on to my back. So this workout comprised of the 3 chest exercises. So that's 3 working sets per exercise. So for me, that's 9 exercises, and they're working sets. I then move on to 3 exercises for back, and again, that's 3 sets. So across it, I've got 9 working sets for chest, 9 working sets for back. Some of you might think that is quite a low volume. However, when you look at my structure of my workouts, my frequency will probably be higher than most, because I will obviously be working this in another few days. So as opposed to your sort of bro splits of chest, Monday, back on Tuesday and so forth, and you're only hitting it once a week, I'm hitting these at least every second or third day. So I did try and play about with the angles, because in the last video I didn't feel as if you were getting a good enough look at how I'm performing this exercise. I would like to apologise obviously with the bum in the air, but this was the only way that I could probably film this. So as you can see, a nice stretch up the top, and then fully squeeze it through, and you should really feel this all over your back, obviously mainly in your lats. So again, this is a great exercise to start my back workout. I feel as if I get a good back pump with this. Everything feels nice and ready to go. And then, as you can see, the next side, I then progress on to. This is becoming an exercise that I really do enjoy. So I will try and film different exercises so people can see. In terms of the progressive overload, as I said, really for you to get that progressive overload and have that structure increase, you're really probably not going to be looking to change around the exercises too much. I'm not going to go in and incline dumbbell, and then the next time Smith, next time hammer, because there's too many variations there. What you're looking to do is be consistent with the exercises. Once you obviously plateau and you generally can't go any heavier, I would normally give myself 2 or 3 workouts. If I genuinely cannot progress any heavier, my sleep's there, my diet's there, then that's where I would then look to switch out that exercise and incorporate the same method on another exercise. So if I reach the 50s on the incline press and I can't go any further with that, and for 2 or 3 workouts I generally can't progress any reps, can't progress the movement at all, then I would just start again, and I would then work on an incline hammer, incline Smith. It really is your choice. There's quite a different variations that you can use. So in this one again, this is just the 6 to 10 on the top set. This was really quite hard this morning. I went up quite a bit on this one. I dropped a couple of plates, so I really felt it. And on the top set, I managed to get 9. So again, next workout, I'll be looking to get that 10, and then progressing on. Okay, so now I'm just going to finishing off the back offsets here. So I filmed from the back so you can see how much that shoulder's coming up. As you see, you may see a lot of people, specifically in the gym or in videos, and they're really accentuating that shoulder coming up. It's overextending, and ultimately you're taking that stress and that tension off the lat. So as you can see, I'm not bringing that out. I'm not losing that tension within the lat, keeping that elbow nice and tight, and really drive that elbow in towards your hip. If you want to have a slight tilt on your body, then that's absolutely fine. Obviously not so much that you're doing it like an oblique crunch, but as you can see from here from the back, this is basically the ideal for me. I really feel this just specifically in my lat, and ideally that's what I'm looking to do here. This is an isolation move, and it's solely just for your lat. For me, I feel this is much better than your traditional lat pull down. Obviously there's various different handles and stuff you can use, but for me, using one-handed has definitely made progress in my back, and obviously looking at this angle, I can definitely see the improvements my back's made. I'm going to be doing obviously a track of the transformation. So today I filmed obviously what the physique's currently looking at, and then what I'll be doing is each week. I think it's probably excessive. No one wants to see me with my top off every single workout. I'll be just posting weekly updates. Just as you can see, as I say just now, nothing too crazy. Calories are sat at 2,800. And I am doing, as I say, the 30-minute cardio. That's normally post-workout, and that's after the five workouts I do. So 5 times a week, 30. And then obviously I'll be reviewing that at the end of this week. And when I say review, ultimately there's going to be two options. So when you start seeing your weight plateauing in a cutting environment, you're going to obviously have the two options. So the first option you'll have is either increase the output, so in terms of your daily steps, for instance, or your cardio per week, or the other one is decreasing the input. So the calories in can come down, or the calories going out. It's very simple. This is where some people do get it wrong. They'll make two drastic cuts and expect to see things happening straight away. So as I say, I will be going over that in more detail, but I'll be documenting that, showing you what changes I'm making and why the decisions that I'm making. Things like fatigue come into play, gym performance, all that type of thing. So ideally you're not looking to reduce your calories straight away. For me, if you've got scope and you're not fatigued from things like your cardio, as I say, it's low intense cardio I'm doing, it's not high intense, so I definitely have scope to boost in that. Bringing my steps are currently a target of 8,000. That is completely separate from my cardio, so when I'm on that treadmill machine, if I do 4,000, that is not included within the 8. So in total, it'd be actually 12,000 I'll be doing. So that's what I'll be looking to do towards the end of this week. As I say, I will be making a video just to cover all those details off. But here, I'm just finishing off with the row machine that we covered off previously. Again, as I say, I'm definitely feel as if I'm getting better at the angles. But please comment below if there's anything you want me to cover off. As I say, the whole point of this channel is not to be looking to get people to, get clients or anything like that. This is completely free. Obviously using my experience, my qualifications in terms of the fitness industry, and looking to just give as much information and for you guys to share if there's anything that you have found. For me, I very much want to build a community aspect of this. So if there's anything you're unclear about, setting your own macros, when to adjust your cardio, training plans, feel free to comment.